Now, we mentioned before about people losing their jobs for things. Something very interesting. There's a lady called Sarah Jeong. She's a writer, and she now works for the New York Times. And it came out that she'd made a great many anti-white racist tweets in the past. Whatever, there's racist tweets everywhere. But she made a great deal of them. And it was brought up like it was James Gunn with his pedo tweets, and anyone else that makes any kind of fucking tweet. It gets attention now. Look at that, cancel white people, hashtag. I wonder how that one trended. I wonder if that trended. But there were loads of them. And the New York Times, who put her, I think she's technical editor, she's on the board or something now. I mean, look at that. Are white people genetically predisposed to burn faster in the sun, thus logically being only fit to live underground, like groveling goblins? Nice. Why didn't she follow that up with some black people and watermelons and Chinese people in the fucking drive-in? What's going on? But we know these people are out there, but they don't often get hired by the New York Times. Now, I don't believe people should lose their jobs for tweets like that, any more than James Gunn should have lost his for being a shitposting edgelord, okay? I don't believe that. But it's that massive double standard now that's huge, with Twitter shadow banning conservatives like fuck just for being conservatives. And so the New York Times has defended Ms. Jeong. I mean, I've got fucking... Oh man, it's kind of sick how much joy I get out of being cruel to old white men, blah, 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 blah. And she said she was being, what was it now? Counter-satirical?
Yeah, counter-satirical.
Counter-satirical. Yeah. I'm going to look, counter-satirical sounds a little strange to me. See, what it is, and it is true, she was subject to a massive amount of racial abuse on Twitter and bigoted abuse, because I don't know if she is a lesbian. A lot of it said she was a lesbian. I don't know, I've not looked into her sexuality because, to be honest, it doesn't mean a fucking thing. But she said at first this was counter-satire. There we go, counter-satire, which Graham and I have been trying to figure out what the fuck counter-satire is, because it would just be satire, wouldn't it? But does this mean it's acceptable if someone like that Tariq Nasheed, who called me a white supremacist and a troll white supremacist for questioning him over, I think it was Tariq Nasheed, I think that was his name, he's blocked me now, so I can't be sure. He's a black activist in the States and tremendously racist, and everyone's a white nationalist, everything's a thing. If he insults me, does that give me permission to make a load of racist tweets against him? Is that how we respond now?
Or even counter-satirical.
Counter-satirical. But is that how this shit works? But anyway, the New York Times are defending her, saying she went through a hard time and she's sorry. And she said she's sorry because everyone says they're fucking sorry. That disgusts me worse than fucking doing it. Why would you apologise? If someone dug up my old shit tweets and went, you said this. Yeah, but I don't work for Disney or the New York Times, so it might be less of an issue for me, I suppose, than it is for some other people. But what I love most of all is some people have really come out to defend her. And one guy said, well, without context, these mean nothing. As we said earlier, all of a sudden, context is important. It's not important when you're fucking burying someone you don't like, though, is it? Now, believe me, the left are running fucking just interference with this. The right are going fucking berserk. Like this tit-for-tat bullshit, like when the right were loving it when James Gunn got shit-canned and all that sort of nonsense. But the Verge, I still don't know what the Verge is, but the Verge, apparently it's a very popular news outlet, said since announcing her new job with the New York Times, a widespread campaign of harassment has targeted Verge reporter Sarah Jeong for a number of tweets she wrote years ago. Did you catch that? Was my phone. Did you catch that? She's been subjected to a widespread campaign of harassment for a number of tweets she wrote years ago. The Verge were rubbing themselves raw over James Gunn. Those tweets were 8 fucking years old. But no, it's a campaign of harassment. Sorry, Verge. The silly fucker wrote a load of racist fucking tweets. What do you think's going to happen? So the Verge is running with... Newsrooms must stand up to targeted campaigns of harassment. Doubtless, unless you agree with who's being fucking harassed, then it's hey, let's get balls deep. Let's spread this shit like wildfire. Watch some motherfucker lose a job, lose a life, alienate his family, get them threats, get them murdered because I don't like their opinion. Left and right have become the fucking same. It's just not stopping all this bullshit, and it's got to fucking stop. If you don't like someone's opinion, either argue with it or fucking ignore them. Don't give it loads of oxygen, because all they've done in this is agitated the right. She's been racist. I don't fucking... Oh, sorry, over there. I don't know if it... Because everything's mirrored up there. I don't know. Counter satire. It means fuck all to me. They're just racist shit tweets. Bullshit tweets. She's been racist. The right are going fucking berserk, and the left going... Well, actually, it's fair enough. It's counter satire. You got to understand the context. And no, you're all being horrible to her. She's pretty horrible, isn't she? So why not? Don't care what abuse you get. If you're going to answer like that, fucking own it. You know, there's no. Oh, it's been counter satirical. You don't respond in counter. That's like saying, I disagree with Holocaust deniers. Okay. I think they're pieces of shit. I genuinely fucking do. But using her technique, that's if a guy comes to me and goes, the Jews are all lying, no Jews died in the Holocaust. That's me responding with, no Jews died in the Holocaust. It makes no fucking sense. You're being a bigot to beat bigotry. Bullshit. Bullshit. She's been a childish fucking edgelord racist like all the other fuckers on Twitter that do this shit. It's the same thing. She gets a gig with the New York Times because, hey, you know, we have different rules for different folks. Sometimes white people get the rub of the green. Sometimes minorities get the rub of the green. It's just a shame no one can agree that people should get the rub of the green based on how they behave and how they act, regardless of who they are. For example, and I don't want to fucking come across too gammon here, but if I made racist tweets and said they were counter-satirical, but it was me with my bald fucking head and everything, do you think people would be tripping over themselves to fucking help me? No! And rightly so! It's this fucking double standard. It's ridiculous. So, you know, but I'm sure because it's counter-satirical and she's sorry she did it, everything's absolutely fucking alright now, you know? Everything's fine. And I still don't accept it's racism to poke fun at pikeys. Yeah, like I say, it's not her tweets that bothered me, because it doesn't. It's this whole fucking thing of people white knighting to fuck because someone's on the correct team. You know, if it came out that fucking Steve Bannon came out with racism against Chinese people, how many people on the left would be fucking cheering for him to be okay? You know? Not many Trump supporters would either, come to think of it at the moment, seeing as Steve Bannon's come out and said he thinks Mueller's a really good guy.